Okay, hello, and welcome back to WWE 2K14 30 Years WrestleMania. I'm old Jitchy, you know me. I'm a little bit sick at the moment. You can probably hear it in my voice. I'm gonna actually just press X here so that music's not playing in the background, because it'd be really nice if not every single episode of this had a copyright claim. I know that's almost impossible because of all the videos and stuff, but yeah, I'm a little bit down with a cold at the moment. I'm pretty much off the back end of it now, so I'm fine. I just probably sound terrible. So if at any point in the middle of a sentence or something I quickly cut out, it's literally just because I needed to like cough or blow my nose or something, and I didn't want to do that in the video, so I quickly muted my mic. Just so that there's an understanding and it's not like people thinking that the video is screwing up. So I believe this was the first one. So Diesel made an impact when he entered WWE as Michaels' bodyguard. As time passed, the two charismatic superstars began competing as a tag team and held the tag team championship in '94. Spoilers, jeez. At Survivor Series '94, however, Diesel was on the receiving end of sweet chin music as Michaels accidentally kicked Diesel in the face. This led to an argument during which Diesel dissolved the tag team and vacated his tag team championship. Jeez, I've not seen any of this yet. 3 days later, Diesel defeated Bob Backlund in just 8 seconds to become the new WWF champion. Michaels won the Royal Rumble 2 months later, which earned him a match against Big Daddy Cool for the WWF Championship at WrestleMania 11. I'm taking it from either the way they're talking about it or the way it was written that this is around the time he starts using the super kick as a finisher, because he hasn't yet from what I've seen of the start of '94.
Just look at the size of Diesel. Eat your heart out, Shawn Michaels.
Okay, so I'm taking it that Diesel was the heel in this feud, which would make sense because he sounds like he turned against Michaels. Okay. That title looks so weird on him, and I think it's because, I could be wrong, but I don't imagine he wore it around his waist for one. But I imagine the real sight of Diesel with that championship looked a lot more natural. Something about that just looks really off. I can't explain what it is, but something about that looks really strange. And I don't think it's the fact that I just don't think Diesel would suit that title, because he would suit that title. He'd look fine with that title. Oh, by the way, I know some people may find it a little bit annoying when I say WWF Championship when reading it. I'm trying to basically just say what it would have been at the time, because obviously that's what it would have been if you go back and you look at it. It's just they can't put that in the game, so I'm saying it because they can't, pretty much. Okay, so I'm Diesel. Okay, I had a feeling Michaels didn't win the title at Mania 11, because I'm pretty sure his hour-long Iron Man victory over Bret Hart at 12 was his huge moment where he won the WWF Championship. But this must not have main evented WrestleMania, is my guess, because I remember people saying that WrestleMania 2000, maybe? There's a WrestleMania that is main evented by Triple H winning, and it's supposedly the first time that they actually had a WrestleMania end with the heel winning. Obviously, you know, I'll find this all out as we go through the mode. It's okay. You don't have to answer it for me. I appreciate it when people want to help out and answer, but it's okay. We'll find it out. I'll probably already know by the time this video is up what the deal with that is, but my best guess is this just wasn't the main event. If Diesel goes over, unless Diesel was the face, or maybe neither of them was the face. No, that wouldn't make sense. What else happened at Mania 11? Obviously, we already did Bundy and Undertaker. This wasn't the Mania that was main evented by that weird match between like Bam Bam and like a football guy, was it? Oh, it might have been. Hang on. I don't mind spoiling this. I've got like a year's worth of stuff to watch before I'm up to WrestleMania 11. Shit, sorry. I'm looking this up in the middle of... Oh, Wikipedia, why do you put the results right at the bottom? Yeah, Lawrence Taylor defeated Bam Bam Bigelow. This is the I remember that being a WrestleMania main event. That was like one of their first like big like celebrity match things at WrestleMania. Very, very questionable time. I have a feeling that Michaels was still the heel. I don't know that for a fact, but I feel like his face turn probably took quite a long time to happen. Was the big boot a signature? I just realized. It doesn't actually say. Oh. I have a weird feeling that the big boot is a signature, and I've just missed it. Or maybe it's like a rope rebound? No. Yeah, I have a feeling it's a signature. Hang on, actually, can't you see special moves? Yeah. Big boot, yep. Running signature, okay. That's fine. I just didn't even know that was a signature of his. I like Nash a lot, but I've never really seen that much of his work. It's really hard to explain. He's kind of a lot like Scott Hall in that sense. I have a lot of admiration for him. I had more admiration for Nash than Hall personally, which I know is like blasphemy. I'm not even saying that Hall's bad, because I know how people like to get that kind of stuff twisted. I think Hall's fantastic. Initially, I just didn't really understand the love for him as much as, like, I didn't understand the hatred for Nash, because I know he gets ribbed quite a bit. I think people kind of seem to be more fond of him nowadays, but for a long time, you know, just shitty quad joke after shitty quad joke. That was pretty cool. But like, I think the thing is about Hall is like, it's not that I didn't like him, it's that I just didn't really get it. I'd never seen anything of his. Whereas I'd seen Nash in TNA a little bit, and I think that's probably why I just kind of, you know, always really liked Nash. But now that I've seen Razor Ramon's work, no god, I really do get it, and I don't understand how no one ever put a world title on that man. I say it must have just been some of the problems he was dealing with. Because he definitely had a drinking problem in WCW. They literally shit on it on one of the episodes of Nitro. They take the piss out of it and they make a storyline where he's an alcoholic. I remember seeing some of that and being very uncomfortable. So, yeah.
Nonetheless, Diesel retaining the WWE Championship here at WrestleMania 11. Shawn Michaels has got to be devastated. I mean, he wanted this match so badly. Quite honestly.
Okay, Diesel was the face.
Daddy Cool, sending a message that the WWE is now running on Diesel power.
That line about, like, Michaels being robbed. All you gotta do is you gotta listen to the commentary cues and you'll get your answer on who the face and heel is. Okay, well, WrestleMania 11 is in the books. I am a long way away from watching that because I still haven't seen WrestleMania 10 yet. Here we go, WrestleMania 12. Alright, Undertaker versus Diesel. This sounds like it would be very enjoyable for me. I don't know about a lot of other people, but I like both these two a lot, so this sounds like fun. At Royal Rumble 96, Undertaker competed against Bret Hart for the WWF Championship. As the Phenom prepared to end the match with a tombstone, he was attacked by Diesel, who thought that he deserved the title shot. It was announced that at WrestleMania 12, Undertaker and Diesel would face off in a battle of WWE's most dominant big men. With the match approaching, the mind games began as the Phenom proceeded to torment Big Daddy Cool. Eventually, the psychological warfare peaked as Undertaker positioned a coffin at ringside. Diesel destroyed the casket, only to discover a life-size replica of himself. Those were always cool. I like when they do those. That's a really cool look for Diesel. I like this one a lot.
And you wonder whether or not the big diesel truck by the name of the Undertaker just might run over Big Daddy Cool here at WrestleMania. It could only happen, ladies and gentlemen, at WrestleMania. I must say, Big Daddy Cool looks like he's pretty much keeping his cool, at least for the moment. I'm sure the Undertaker's been playing some mind games, but apparently it hasn't worked.
I haven't actually had any answers at all on the previous episode where I asked people if my new settings were better or worse. Literally no one answered me, period. So I can only assume that they're fine. So again, if this looks bad, I do apologize. I did ask people what they thought of how it looked, and no one said anything. So I kind of didn't have a lot to work with there. He's not even out yet.
We're only minutes away from finding out the battle of the monsters here. The 7-foot Big Daddy Cool Diesel going one-on-one with the Phenom, the Undertaker. Look at the size of that guy. 6 foot 10 inches tall, 328 pounds. This matchup is likely to be one of the more physical contests we've ever seen at WrestleMania. Very physical. This unquestionably is the gravest challenge for the Undertaker. The Undertaker perhaps has never met a man quite like Diesel. A man who could very well plant the Undertaker 6 feet under.
So I've always gotten WrestleMania 11 and 12 mixed up, as I kind of made abundant in the previous episode when I was trying to figure out which one it was where Bret faced Shawn. I'll have to remind myself, 11... The reason I can't remember 11 is because 11 is not one of the worst WrestleManias by the sounds of it. I don't think you can top 9, but 11 is like just really forgettable. It's main evented by a celebrity guest and Bam Bam Bigelow. And I like Bam Bam Bigelow. And props to him for doing the job to a non-wrestler and getting a WrestleMania main event. Bam Bam Bigelow has had more main events than CM Punk. Just you remember that. He has headlined more WrestleManias than CM Punk. Fuck CM Punk. Okay. Well. Now that I've got that out of my system. What was I saying? Yeah, WrestleMania 11. I just think it's a very forgettable one. By the looks of it. Not in like a bad way, just in like a nothing was really that remarkable. I mean, Diesel and Michaels imploding might be a bigger deal by the time I get to WrestleMania 11, but they've only just really arrived as a unit at the point that I'm currently up to. So you may have noticed in the pictures, this is again, if you already know this, I'm not saying this for you. I'm just saying this for anyone that maybe didn't know. I have actually had a comment where someone has said that they're a youngin' and they didn't know some of this stuff. So this is what this one's for you. You may have actually noticed in the pictures for this match's like story that Undertaker was wearing a mask. I actually was wondering about this myself when I first played this game, and upon looking it up, I found out that he had his face crushed. And like literally his whole face was fucked, which is probably one of the reasons he looks so different after coming back from that injury and looking more like the kind of Undertaker that we're all used to at this point. Yeah, his face got crushed by Mabel, or Viscera, Big Daddy V, whatever you know him as, but his name was Mabel originally. Yeah, he had to wear a mask because of that, but I remember this one. Oh yeah, it's this one. I was gonna say, that's not me with a signature, is it? Yeah, this is the match where he just randomly gets signatures and finishes. I was about to say I remember there being a match between these two, which is actually like weirdly hard just because Diesel will just randomly get a finisher. Didn't realize, well, I'd forgotten that it was this one. I did realize. But yeah, so there was that. They put that masked version of Undertaker in 2K22, so for anyone that hasn't seen this stuff, that should at least look familiar for that, if nothing else. See, I don't like this. I don't really understand why they did this, but I've tried getting back into watching wrestling a little more. I think one of the things that kind of made me slow down on how much of it I was watching was I added WCW back to my to-watch list once 94 started, because I was like, alright, I want to watch WCW because I don't want to miss out on some of the stuff that happens there. That is literally, at one point, it was going to beat WWE. Well, it was beating WWE for a very long time. So, you know, it's very significant in the history, and I'd like to see what went down over there, but obviously it's had a lot of highs and lows in my interest as time has gone, mostly lows. So I've started watching it from the start of 94, but the first thing I watched, Clash of Champions, there was one in January, I can't remember when in January, but there was one in January, and I just didn't care. I just couldn't get into it. I was really happy because Bobby Heenan showed up right at the start, and I'll give him huge props for making literally the world's most boring commentator, Tony Schiavone, at least somewhat interesting. Because they seem like they have pretty decent chemistry. I just really can't fucking stand Tony Schiavone, so it didn't work that much. And I think I've watched like one other pay-per-view. Slamboree or whatever, their February pay-per-view, and that's been just boring. I don't know what it is about WCW, they just can't get me. I'm waiting for when Nitro starts, because I'm hoping that like when it becomes a bit more regular, it will probably be more interesting. But I don't want to like not watch anything until Nitro starts. I hate how slow the kick out meter is in this game. You literally get like one shot at kicking out. It's ass. Yeah, I remember this match just sucking because he'll just keep hitting you with jackknife after jackknife. I'm assuming he probably hits Undertaker with a lot of jackknives in the match or something. There's probably a reason that he randomly gets finishes like that, but I don't really enjoy this match very much in this game. I remember getting stuck on it once before. But I'm hoping that WCW will manage to pick up at some point in interest, but it is literally the reason that I feel myself slowing down, because I'll be like, okay, my next thing to watch is, oh boy, a 3-hour WCW pay-per-view where I'm only interested in like 5 guys on the whole card. Oh, this is going to be a tough one. Like, I like Cactus Jack, but Max Payne fucking sucks, and they've paired those two up. You know, I like Regal, but I'm really just not interested in a feud between him and, like, I think Arn Anderson was the match I just saw. I'm like, you know, 2 great wrestlers, but I think the thing is as well that they haven't really established a whole lot of reason to care for anything happening there. I mean, WCW is one of those shows where, you know, it's all about the sport of wrestling. There's not really a lot of storytelling going on. Maybe if I was watching all the Saturday night episodes, but I remember watching them and being bored out of my mind, so I don't know. I think the whole, like, characters and storyline thing was really something that was still developing in the early 90s. Like, WWE, I think, were leading the way with that, you know, thanks to characters like Undertaker succeeding so well. Really putting an emphasis on, like, characters work. But, like, yeah, right now there just isn't really that much. Like, I'm just, you know, I think the main event for this pay-per-view is Ric Flair versus Vader, and I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm sure it'll be fine. I just don't really care. I'm just not that invested in it for whatever reason. I can't pinpoint what it is about WCW that is so uninteresting. I know it gets better because I remember skipping forward through it at some point and being, you know, somewhat more invested in it. There's always like a lot of people that like I know just aren't really significant in like any way that get a lot of feature in WCW. So there is that, but yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing you know, like the formation of the NWO and everything, and I know that goes on for entirely too long, but you know, it is a big successful moment for them. There we go. Calls for chokeslam, does tombstone. I mean, count. Oh. Well, you stay down. I'm not taking another jackknife. Look at me remembering to mute my microphone. Hooray. Okay, that wasn't so bad on the second attempt. It's weirdly a benefit of having the game lag as much as it does on the PS3.
Undertaker has asserted himself here at WrestleMania. I think Diesel shrunk down to about 6'7" now. One of the hardest fought battles involving these two monsters, Big Daddy Cool Diesel and the one and only Phenom, the Undertaker.
I like when JR sounds like a really proud father. I don't know how else to explain that kind of like really relaxed but somewhat enthusiastic commentary than that he just sounds like a proud dad. Well, alright, there you go. That's the first part of WrestleMania 12. I mean, I might as well do the other part of WrestleMania 12. That's going to probably make this video a lot longer, but here we go.
It is the dream of the challenger to become a champion.
This is his big moment. This is his chance to steal it all, you know, to be the world champion.
The crowning achievement of a lifetime of yearning for greatness. It is the dream of the champion to aspire to excellence, to have his legacy indelibly etched into history. Shawn Michaels, the confident challenger, a maverick who spits in the face of adversity. Bret Hart, a tenacious champion, the mighty ring general who refuses to contemplate defeat.
I'm gonna do whatever it takes to win.
Tonight, for one illustrious hour in the epic Iron Man match, we will witness their passion, applaud their heroics, and marvel at their athletic prowess.
It symbolizes who is the actual best wrestler, and he's gonna find out that I'm the best.
Two masters engaged in an extraordinary athletic event. Two men bound by one dream. After 60 grueling minutes, one man will have his arm raised high, the quest realized, the challenge overcome. The other will breathe loneliness, his dream shattered.
That cut off really abruptly. But yeah, I thought I'd just mute my mic when those play, rather than like talking in between them. But yeah, so this is considered like the WrestleMania match of WrestleMania matches. A lot of people consider this to be like one of, if not the greatest match at WrestleMania. So yeah, 60-minute Iron Man, here we go. So Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart's rivalry started in 1992 when HBK, looking to achieve his boyhood dream, challenged WWE champion Bret Hitman Hart to a title match at Survivor Series. Michaels, however, suffered another agonizing loss as Bret Hart retained his WWF Championship. Michaels, however, would not be deterred from his boyhood dream to become WWF champion. That's twice they've said boyhood dream. He won the 1996 Royal Rumble, earning a WWF title shot at WrestleMania 12. It was announced that Hart would defend his title in the first ever 60-minute Iron Man match, where the superstar with the most victories in the allotted time would leave as WWF champion.
Listen to this capacity crowd. Wait a minute. That's 100 feet in the air. Is that who we think it is? There's only one Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. Look at that. Unbelievable. What a ride. Shawn Michaels, ladies and gentlemen. And look, he landed right in the middle of his clique. He could have landed anywhere in this capacity crowd and would have still landed in his clique. Shawn Michaels, here he comes.
This contest is the special Iron Man match for the WWE Championship. Making his way to the ring from San Antonio, Texas, weighing 227 pounds, the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels.
Get ready, ladies and gentlemen, for WWE action between perhaps the two greatest athletes who have ever donned tights.
That is not only an awesome entrance, but I feel like not enough people talk about what an awesome attire that is.
WrestleMania as the WWE champion. And you can bet that they will both give their all.
Oh, you're right, JR. And after everything we've seen here tonight, neither one of these guys may be able to walk out of the ring.
Well, folks, that's what it's all about. The WWE Championship.
Well, here's a question for you all. I'm not going to look this up. You can all surprise me with it. At what point was there legitimate heat between these two? This isn't me testing people and waiting to see who answers it right or wrong. I actually don't know. I don't want to look this one up. I want to, as like a nice surprise. I'm curious. At what point did Bret and Shawn start actually having like genuine issues with each other? Because to my understanding, that didn't come about for quite a while. Like I don't know. I don't really know what I'm trying to say here because I don't actually know. To my understanding, though, they didn't always, like, that came eventually, as opposed to, like, you know, the impression that they just always hated each other. Because I don't feel like you'd be able to make a great match with someone that you hated, because it wasn't just the screw job, right? Like, they actually had genuine beef with each other before that, which is why leading up to the pay-per-view where the screw job happened, some of their promos were like they were damn near shooting on each other. Obviously by that point they hated each other, but I don't know if it came before that, you know, I have no idea. Points are earned by pinfalls, submissions, DQs, and countouts. Wow, is that so? Complete the WrestleMania moment. Look at all this shit on the screen.
And we contested the WWE Championship in an Iron Man match at WrestleMania. Bret Hart trained in the
So, was this... This probably wasn't the first Iron Man match, was it? Was this the first televised WWE Iron Man match? That's the question. Because I don't know the answer to that. I know that obviously Michaels and Ramon were the first ladder match. I know that Michaels was also in the first ever Hell in a Cell match. Michaels was in the first a lot of things. Those three things were like a list, by the way. So, I'm going to relieve anyone that's never seen this in this game before and just say, if you're worried about this actually being an hour-long match, you probably noticed from the video length alone, it's not an hour-long match. I mean, you know, unless I continue to fail it like over and over again, and it ends up taking me an entire hour to beat it. This match is not an hour-long match, though. In this game, they time travel quite a bit, which is why it's not just showing in the corner. I'm really curious about this match when I actually get to it. I know 96 is like a very long way away, but I'm very curious to actually see what happens in this match, because I'm going to be honest, wrestling struggles to hold my attention a lot of the time. I'm always doing something else whilst watching wrestling. I don't know how I'd receive a 1 hour long match. I know this is going to be a great match, and I know the build up to it, everything is probably going to be fantastic too. I know there's probably going to be a reason that I'm going to care about it so much, but at first glance, I actually have to be completely honest and say, I don't know how well I'm going to be invested in this one when I get to it. I want to watch the whole thing. You know, it's a 1 hour matchup. I'm curious to see how they pull that off. Because I know Cena and Michaels had an hour-long matchup in, like, what, 2006 or something? 2007, somewhere around there. I know they had one. But I never saw it. I did not watch Raw weekly until, like, 2011. I watched it occasionally weekly, but I think I've gone over this story before. We used to have Sky Sports, like, for 1 month, and then we wouldn't have it again, then we would have it again. Like, I didn't really get to grow up watching wrestling very consistently. I mostly just had someone VHS record a bunch of pay-per-views, and then bring me the VHSs afterwards. But I myself had not watched Raw live until I was, like, in college. Probably why 2011 stuck with me so well as a year. Finally had the time and ability to watch it as much as I wanted to. And then I went off of it in 2017. Harshly. Thanks, Braun Strowman. Oh look, 24 minutes have been already. Amazing. The funny thing is, I'm not really keeping up to date with what's happening nowadays, but I saw this thing that apparently Chad Gable posted of like his history with Braun Strowman, and it made me actually invested in a rivalry in which I know Gable is absolutely losing every single match they have. More than I've ever given a shit about Braun Strowman in my life. So that's quite remarkable. That's a real mark on just how great Chad Gable is. Really? That didn't do critical damage? Well, I'll be damned. Yeah, I must admit, when I first ever got to this match playing this, I was like, I think I remember putting like time aside and being like, okay, this is gonna take a while, but I'm in for it. Going an entire hour without getting pinned is gonna be really hard, but I'll do my best. And then I ended up playing it and going, oh, okay. That was not at all what I had in mind. Still really good. Definitely, I think, the best way to tell the story of this hour-long match. Fucking run and strike me, will you? Losing control of the match where he starts resorting to running moves. What are you? An online player? Right into the cameraman. Okay. Oh wow, 16 minutes. That's another 20 minutes we just spent. Hey, I'm getting pretty good at this whole mic muting thing. Obviously not for a little sniffle, I'm sorry, but if that bothers you, I'm sorry. How long have we been outside the ring for? Didn't like 10 minutes just pass? I gotta be honest, this is not how I was expecting this to go at this point. I'm getting messed up right now. Come on, Brett, stop it. Come on, have like 5 minutes left on the clock. Boom. Why not? I've got to keep him hurt, you know. Still got who knows how, oh no. Still got who knows how long left to get through. Okay, 6 minutes have passed. Cool. That's cool. No, 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 no. I have to either let him escape it or let go, but if I let go I lose loads of momentum, so I do. Me kind of making it go easy on him. That's how we got out of it, Mr. Ross. I do think it's great they got JR in this. Like, I like Michael Cole, but I do feel like it would have taken something away from this if, like, it was Lawler and Cole calling all these, like, legendary matches. And I'm honestly, I like Michael Cole. I know I rag on his commentary a lot, but that's just because the in-game commentary is bad. That's not actually because I dislike Michael Cole. Can the time be down to like a minute now, please? I don't like having to like try and stay alive against Brett for an unknown amount of time. It's very scary. He's kind of really good. You know, I don't know if you guys have ever heard this, but like Bret Hart, he's like a pretty good wrestler and stuff. Do you know what's weird is there are probably people that have no idea how good Bret is. They like get like 2K22 and they see Bret on the roster and they're like, who the hell is this? I don't care about him. Give me Liv Morgan, the greatest wrestler of all time. Sorry. I've seen so many people like so intensely overrate the modern day Kelly Kelly. It is unreal. I don't think she's terrible. I just don't think she should be beating Shayna Baszler, Natalya, Ronda Rousey, a paper bag. I don't know. I just wouldn't put her over most of these people. Maybe it was like the Divas title, but I think we're kind of past people like Liv Morgan in a weird way. She's just so subpar. What's happening? How did I end up on the corner? Unbelievable.
His lower back has to be screaming in pain. Michaels trying to hang on.
They're really trying to give him emotion in his face there.
3, 2, 1. He gave up. Bret Hart wins. I don't think so. I don't think Michaels gave up. It doesn't really matter. Bret Hart retains. He lasted the entire.
What the hell is going on with Michaels? Oh, I think I... Okay.
What an effort. What a match.
One hour for nothing. What a disgrace. And how could he be satisfied with that?
Your attention, please. The 60-minute time limit has expired. However, this match has been ordered to continue under sudden death rules, which means there must be a winner.
So it's a regular match now.
This match will continue.
So I'm confused, right? Here's the thing I don't know about this match. Again, I don't really want to like spoil everything for myself, but I am kind of curious. Was Bret a heel at this point, or was he like becoming a heel? Hit 2 finishes on Bret.
He's going to take another chance. No. What a elbow drop by HBK.
Seriously never done a comeback in this game before? To be fair, I don't think I've ever really played 2K14 on the PS3. 360, absolutely. PS3, no. I kind of regret not having this on the 360 now though, because it looks better on there. It's not 720p upscaled. Well, I mean it is 720p upscaled, but it's upscaled. It's not 720p stretched onto a 1080p monitor. Kind of keeps it smoother looking. Well, that was fun. Oh, Sean.
Ladies and gentlemen, this match exceeded any expectations of what you'd want to see. Shawn Michaels being awarded the title in front of Bret Hart. The boyhood dream has come true for Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels, officially the WWE Champion. We have witnessed the single greatest athletic event in WWE history.
Well, I won't say he didn't earn it, JR, because he did. And I don't want to rain on his parade, because right now he's accomplished his dream. But he's just setting out on a journey he may not be ready for. Because defending and keeping the WWE title is going to be harder than anything he's ever done in his life.
Okay. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing this one when I do get around to it. It's going to be great. I remember that being like such an iconic moment I've seen so many clips of. Yeah, hands off the merchandise, jeez. Alright, well, I'm going to have to back out here. I think we are actually now onto another era? Is that right? No, we got one more match, right? Okay, yeah, because 13 is considered the transitional era, and then 14 is the beginning of the Attitude Era. Yeah, because Austin's not quite the Austin yet. Like, he's there pretty much, but not quite yet. It's still very much building towards it. I mean, I don't know, I guess by 97 he'd already established it, right? A lot of people say that it was the way this match ends that's what really kind of set Austin up as like the Stone Cold Steve Austin. It's weird that this is the only WrestleMania 13 match I feel like... What was Undertaker's streak match in this one? He was at 13, wasn't he? Was this the one he fought Sid? Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. I'm going to show anyone that didn't know this a little sneaky something. So if you go to the streak mode, which by the way, I've been asked if I'll be... Oh, yeah, yo, ho, 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 ho. I'm going to have to cut that out because I don't want anyone seeing my email address. If you haven't seen this, if you're a WrestleMania Victims, you can actually see what his streak matches were. So you can see what's missing. Oh yeah, it's blank. I think that's the Sid match, because the only other one that's missing is this one, which is Giant Gonzalez. But they do actually mention, you know, Snuka and Roberts, even though he was DLC. Boss Man, even though he's not in the game at all. Big Show and Tensai. Very clever. Very, very clever. But yeah, you can see all the streak matches that happened beforehand in here. And you can even read like a whole thing up about them. Each one. Yes, and oh god, there it is again. In order to answer a question that I got before, I will probably do one video on each version of the streak, because it is a fun little mode. Even if it is just a glorified slobber knocker. Defeat the streak is bullshit, but it's fun. So yeah, I will see you next time when we do WrestleMania 13 and begin the Attitude Era. Bye bye.